I have the absolute pleasure of introducing a fabulous Argentinian British poet. I don't know if she describes herself as Argentinian British, but I think probably at this point, definitely a feminist poet. A poet who started the journey, and as Stuart Hall says, when you ask where you're from, there's usually a long story, you have to expect it. Alejandra Guibert was born in Argentina, in Buenos Aires, from a family of poets. Her father was especially well known. She graduated in literary translation. She's worked with words for years. She moved to Madrid. She worked in a Brazilian theatre company with the play Olhares de Perfil. I hope I pronounced it correctly. And she moved to London and got involved in theatre, and she's done an incredible amount of documentary work on women's issues, and I know for a fact from chatting to her that she's still got footage that she hasn't finished producing of amazing oral histories that will be expecting over the next few years. And also, she's been involved in blogging. She's done Mujeres de Pensar, which is a feminist blog. She was also involved in the same organisation that Marga works for now in London, which is fabulous, which is a Latin American Women's Refuge, which is now a resources project and all sorts of other stuff going on there, which is a lovely connection tonight. And she has published the poetry book Los Demonios, which is a fabulous book in Spanish, but she's also starting to write in English. And she's also self-published her fourth novel, which is called The Book of Precise Time. She's done a fifth novel in Spanish in 2017, which she's now finished, and she's working on her first book of poetry written in English. So, Alejandra, por favor.
Sheets of paper. It's too much for me. Okay. I'm going to read first from this book, which was written in the 1990s. For a lot of you, probably a long time ago, but not for me. So this book has a special place in my heart because it was the book with which I basically left my country. So I'm going to read three poems, first in Spanish, and then I'll read each one in Spanish and in English. And then I'm going to, I have to say that I have to thank Helen because she encouraged me to translate these poems into English, and I realized I can write in English now. So she's a big inspiration for me, and I want to read also 4 poems from my latest project, which is my first book of poetry written in English. So I'm very happy to read from that as well. So first, this poem was dedicated to Virginia Woolf, who was my first inspiration really to write narrative, which I do also do. Aquí me dejaron, Virgo, a mis pies el faro, desolada ascensión de peldaños, aquí me arrimaron como tallo en la tierra, con obstáculo de ver el crecimiento. Aquí he sido y se levanta el faro, a mi sonrisa la luz gira y la sombra. Su sombra de luna en cada virada me preña y la luz me estira tallo fuera de la tierra. Somos yo y el faro, a subir oscuros los peldaños y las manos rugosidían las paredes irreconocible estancia, me obliga, habitante, a subir a tientas. Cuando la luz afuera golpea al mundo con pinceladas breves y lucidez efímera, cansada oscuridad de paredes ahora conocidas me devuelven el eco de mí y descubro la soledad cuando el mar aún está lejano y un faro dentro de otro faro por descubrir. The translation. Here they left me Virgo, at my feet the lighthouse, my steps desolate climbing here placed, stem on earth my duty to rise fully grown, my obstacle duty. Here I've been, and the lighthouse rises, to my smile the light spins slow, and the shadows, its moonlight shadow turns to make me pregnant, reaching out, stem out of the earth. It's me and the lighthouse, me to climb dark the steps, with hands rough on the walls, inhospitable room, urges me to inhabit and climb, groping, while the outside light hits the world with fleeting paintbrush and short-lived blaze. Tired darkness in my now familiar walls, I get back my own reflection and I learn loneliness when the sea is yet afar and a lighthouse within a lighthouse in a lighthouse still to unearth. La luna está enferma y amarilla de asistir absurdos los juegos perversos. La luna se queja de fiebre y pena de la tierra, porque tampoco le cantan ya los poetas. The moon ails, yellow, looking at our world's perverse games. The moon grieves, restless, its sorrow for the earth, when even poets have forsaken it. This is Los demonios means demons, and this is it has two parts. One is about my personal demons, the demons of the soul, I call them, and the other part is the demons of the world. But I'm going to read a poem from my demons. Cuando demonios se dejan caer y anidan voces debajo de mi almohada, ni escape ni perdón, me vigilan la alegría, y así en un golpe de fantasmas me entrego pánico, me rindo culpa, acato el dolor, la ley, mirándolo lucero a la pupila, cuando inesperada guerrera mi mirada los toma de improviso y demonios los devuelve piedra. As demons descend on me, and their voices nest under my pillow, no flight, no pardon, they fend off my joy. And then, in a coup of ghosts, panic I give in, guilt I surrender, deferring to the pain, its law, staring my glare in their eyes, when unexpected warrior, my gaze takes them back by surprise, and demons turns them into stone. Right, this is the new stuff, which is already forming a book. I don't want to give the title yet, but you will realize what this is about. Having sold the guns, having dropped the bombs, no discomfort either, later to deny the human, innocent principles of blameless rights, living the millennium of the displaced, away from the bullets, safe, to be safe, away from the classrooms, their surgeries, their shops, their grandmas, history repeating, history only to be read in hardcover books, yellowing through the decades, deceased, accumulating words and stories, scrutinizing detailed pictures of civilization. Observe, Mr. Goethe, the intelligent ways of actions observed. And yet, the present has nowhere to hide. Have they forgotten the child refugees from the Nazis? Failing to honor commitments over and over. Honor stuck inside history books. Despicable. Narrated fiction filling libraries. Dubs. Dubious, hideous, devious, bilious, the lives ignored. Casting them away like a paper coffee cup. There is no coffee in the jungle. Chai is served there when the eyes go blurry, waiting and thinking of the past, both golden and dark, while treading the mud with trepidation. Under a common sky, us and them in a limbo. Torrid times they are, when all focus goes missing and blindly past ways get in the way, driving the thinking, the not thinking, driving the musty temperament that kills the longing for healthier times, the feminine earning the space denied to bloom splendid and drive this earth now to its own aspirations. Torrid times, when extremes leave you standing out in the cold, stunned, knowing not what you know, but what the furious thumbs on your head over and over want you to be, to make you forget, to make you give up, and drown in tears that have gone dry. Keep afloat, keep flying even if close to the ground. It's time now. Me too is not enough. How can it be? Thousands of years of figurines in equalitarian hands, in old European men and women, goddess worshipping, adoring life and death alike. No fragments, no good or bad, rebirth, bird, snake, one and many, turning the wheel of time, nurturing all life, the generous, the giver of love. How can it possibly be? Thousands of years gone and disappeared, buried in the sand so deep that none know, none want to know, striving to keep it forgotten. How is it possible? Thousands of years turned upside down through phallic swords, cutting heads, drawing blood, drying the ground into a different earth, a different household, where the gentle clattering of the morning meal and the send-off to the forest to adore water, air and soil have gone to waste. How can it be? Thousands of years dismissed in 2000 of recent times, Kurgan fathers galloping the steps down, like déjà vu, the bare-chested conniver, custodial proto-Indo of the alpha male, devastation deep in his eyes, the sacred foregone, renewal withering in our breasts, until the goddesses say no more, to an empty oven, to barren waters and sterile lands, in a sheer 100 years of plastic, black smoke, noise and fear, retaliation and poverty. Don't fear no more. At the last minute, we all speak. Through ancient voices, we have to do it all again, with the force that brings the need, with the conviction that stakes are high, priestesses claiming the temple that was, re-entering the house after killing the bull, restating the fruitfulness, breathing anew into the human life. This is more than the others. This is my activist coming out. Yarl's Wood Detention Centre, a place of national concern, the Chief Inspector of Prisons says. Indefinite leave to remain becomes indefinite confinement in a cell. How's that sane? Almost 400 innocent women behind bars, 5, 6, 8, 14 months, now on hunger strike. What do they want? No information, no explanation, no reason why. Asylum seekers, survivors of rape and torture, that's the cry. Where are the guidelines of the Home Office laid out? Mental health issues, forced marriage, forced prostitution, are these vulnerable people or what? Fear again, this time in the authorities' hands. Sexual advances, sexual abuse, exchange of favors, consent in prison, they say. You must be joking. Behind closed doors, denial is an easy way out. Or quick deportation in the guards' mouths. Failure and cover-up. What is the danger, the threat, the outlook, the hate? Is it the race? No time limit, no human rights. A system falling short. After all, almost all women end up going home. Pointless, gratuitous agony. And the women at the top, wrapped up in falsehood. No protection for the stranded, but a green light to abuse in Yarl's Wood. Please, stop empty talk about women's rights. May and Rudd, lock them up.